What's going on, guys? One love out to everybody. We got UFC Fight Night. Font versus Aldo. Predictions, breakdown, guys. Before I get started, smash that thumbs up button like usual so this video can get out to the people then, right? So more people can see it. Also, subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to this channel. And also subscribe to my Patreon account for all the face-off predictions, the prop bets, and also combination parlays. All right, I have a little bit of stuff going over there. If you guys want to know about it, you go over there and sign up. Okay. Also, it's free to donate to this channel. So if you guys want to help out the channel, help the channel to grow, also help me out too, so I can spend more time on the channel because I have a lot of other things doing. So if I can get some donations, help me with the channel, I can spend more time on it, put more work into it. And also can drop the fights a little earlier. Way earlier than I'm dropping it right now. It's almost on Saturday morning. So you guys can donate if you want. You don't have to, but it will help the channel, okay? We got 14 fights in this card, guys. It's a lot of fights, and this is a very good card. Every single fight in this card is very good. I may not spend a lot of time on everybody here. Some of the guys I might go through kind of quickly, but I'm going to do my best to give you the best breakdown, okay? First fight here, guys, that we have. We have Louis Smoko versus Vince Morales. Louis Smoko here, he's going to be the more experienced guy here. He's a more seasoned fighter. He's a more well-rounded guy too, because he will push for takedowns and look for submissions. He keeps the pressure on you, a lot of forward pressure there. Like I said, he look for takedowns, he will look for the knockout too. And like I said, he keeps that pressure on you. And from his recent fight, he was given a lot of pressure, a lot of pressure on José, right? So he's kind of changed up the way he fights a little bit. He's a little more on the, coming forward, which he usually fights like that. But then he will also go for the takedowns. His opponent here, Morales. Morales is a well-rounded guy too, but he was slowed down though after the first round, right? And then doesn't really do much, kind of low volume there. He's technical though with the striking, a little more technical than Smoko is, but then he kind of slows down though, and then low volume, right? Smoko will keep pushing and just keep more active, more volume from Smoko, right? But when he lets his hands go though, he has good boxing. Like I said, I feel Morales is a more technical guy here when it comes to the striking. But I'm liking Smoko here, guys, and I'm not confident in this play because Morales could get a win here. I like Smoko by submission in the second round. And like I said, I'm not confident because Smoko sometimes will drop the ball. So be careful with this one, but Smoko by submission, second round, guys. All right. Next fight here, we got Claudio Puelles versus Gruetzemacher. I know I mispronounced that. Oh man. Claudio here, man. I always come across this guy. I used to train with this guy, but it was way back in the days though, man. Maybe like a good 12 years ago probably, or 11 years. I think he probably was like 15 or 14 years old. But he's in the UFC, so it looks like he's doing well because he's in a 3-fight winning streak now, right? Puelles here, striking is coming along. He's still working on his striking. His thin though is really the ground. He will more go for takedowns and look for the submissions. I was reading for notes here, guys. I also trained with this kid from way back in the days. He's a cool kid. He was a cool kid. He does nothing. He was really quiet, kind of. He's gonna have a 4-inch of reach and a 3-inch of height. But his thin is more the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's a ground, so he will definitely look for takedowns and definitely look for submissions. Striking is still coming along. He will still use the striking to set up the takedowns and look for submission, but mainly it's just his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. His wrestling and his ground game is his thin, right? His opponent here, Chris Gruetzemacher, or Gruetzemacher? Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce that. I'm just gonna say Chris. Chris is a veteran here, guys, and Chris is actually very durable. And he will keep coming forward, man. Very aggressive guy. Throws heavy. He can get taken down and he can get submitted. So that's the thing about this fight. Puelles has a chance here to get a submission of a Chris if he really wants to. If he can get a takedown and avoid getting hit by Chris. Because Chris is very durable. And he will keep the pressure on you. And Chris will turn into a zombie on you. Just keep coming forward and eating shots. If Puelles is able to can control Chris on the ground, he could get a submission here. But man, the thing about Puelles is that sometimes he kind of, like when you hit him with shots, he could shy away, especially to his body. And Chris is a little bit of a veteran here, and I can see Chris maybe pushing a higher pace here on him. And Puelles will get the takedowns, but can Puelles hold him down though? That's the thing. And we notice Chris against Rafael Garcia, which Rafael Garcia is a tough fighter, man. Rafael Garcia is no joke. And Chris kind of went in there and then he pulled the fight off against Garcia. You know, like I said, Garcia is not an easy fighter. Garcia has a ground game too with submissions. You know, so I mean, it's a fight where, I mean, can Puelles pull off the win? Yeah, he can. I mean, if he can get the fight down and keep it and then pull off the submissions, but man, for this one here, I'm gonna go with Chris. And I must say Chris by KO TKO in the second round, but I'm not confident because, like I said, Claudio or Puelles could get the takedowns, which I think he will get a takedown, but the thing is that can he hold him down and then look for it and then get the submission? That's the thing I'm not sure of. And like I said, Chris would push that pace, and Chris is more of a veteran. And if Chris keep pushing the pace on him, Claudio could break in there. So I'm gonna go with Chris KO TKO second round, guys. I'm not confident. Next fight here, guys. We have Alonzo Menifield versus William Knight. Menifield here, gonna have the 3-inch of reach. He's a more technical guy here. We look for takedowns. Both guys here, him and Knight, are kind of similar, man. Power hitters, heavy hitters, both of them will fade. The only difference here is that Menifield is a more technical boxer. More technical with his striking, and he doesn't ride his chin up high in the air. Alright. His opponent here, Knight. Knight, like I said, this guy always finds a way to win. You know, he always finds a way to win, man. I mean, I'm not here to disrespect any other fighters. He always finds a way to win. Even though he rides his chin up high, he will still catch you with a punch and knock you out, right? But, you know, he can get a takedown and he's physically strong. Like, he will power through stuff, man. But that's also not good. Because when you're powering through moves like that, burns your energy. That's why, you know, using technique, you know, goes a long way than just trying to power through things, right? Like I said, he's very explosive, though, very freaking athletic. And this is a fight where this is a toss-up to me, man. And this is an even fight because I could see Knight winning here, man. I could see Knight pulling off a win here. And then I can also see Menifield winning too. So both of these guys are pretty much similar, man. Even on the knockout, on the stats, these guys are even. So if I have to choose, I'm going to go more for the technical guy with a longer reach here. And I'm going to say Menifield by decision, guys. But I also can see Knight winning a decision too. So, and you probably say, man, but these guys are knockout artists. They're heavy hitters. There must be a finish. Not necessarily. When you see two guys like this that hit heavy, usually, man, they usually pull through and there's a decision, man. It's just a long grinding, like, you know, they hit each other, but they just can't finish each other. You know, sometimes you may see that. But I'm going to go Menifield. I'm going to say Menifield by decision. I'm not confident. Next fight here, we got Monroe Martin versus Cheyanne. Oh, man. Cheyanne Velmes. Isn't that Cheyanne Bai? Yeah, wasn't her name Bais before? Alright, so Martin here, she reminds me of Valerie Loretto, kind of, in a way. I don't know why. I guess you kind of look like her slightly, but her mannerisms and the way she acts, it's kind of like, you know, Valerie Loretto from Bellator, right? She kind of remind me of her. Mallory here will look for the takedowns, but what I notice about Mallory, seems like her fight IQ is not that great. You know, it's just like she would do things where she can get caught in a submission, you can catch her with punches, you get hurt on the foot. But she will grind you out, though. She will come back and look for takedowns if she can recover. Like I said, she can get submitted, but her thing is just to wrestle. And she'll wrestle and try to take you down. And just try to grind you for a win. But like I said, her fight IQ, I don't feel like it's that good. You know, she get caught in certain things that she shouldn't be getting caught in, you know. And she can get hit by shots and get hurt on the foot too. Her opponent here, Cheyanne Velmes. Cheyanne. Am I pronouncing that right? Cheyanne, I guess I must be. I don't know, guys. Just if I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm sorry about that. Cheyanne Vilmas. Dude, I could swear her name is Baez. Cheyanne Baez, right? Hold on there. Isn't she? What's that guy's name? Hold on. What is that guy's name? Baez. Hold on there. Only two things can happen here. I know she's married to some. Isn't she married to some guy named Baez or something like that? Hold on. Yeah. I could be wrong here. Hold on for a second. JP Baez. That's right. Yeah, isn't she married to some guy named JP Baez or something like that? Am I wrong or right? Okay. So she okay. Yeah. Okay, so I don't like to dig too deep into people's personal stuff. I mean, I'm just here to break the fires down, but you know. Look like maybe God, yeah, JP Baez, right, or something like that. Am I wrong or right, guys? You guys, please correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, guys, if you guys have your plays and your picks, you can leave them down in the comment box too, because a lot of guys will come in here and drop the plays, and the plays win. So I'm good at making predictions. I'm good at breaking down the fights, but I don't discriminate against you guys leaving your plays, man, because that will help other people out, and also can help me out too, because I don't know everything. Every one of us, all of us, are all one, and we can all help each other. You know, somewhere or another, we can all help each other. So if you guys have plays, or you guys see something that may be kind of off, like, hey man, I don't think that guy can win, I mean, just let me know. It's all good, man. We're all here to share ideas and learn from each other and grow. That's basically, we're all here to grow, right? JP, oh man, hold on there. Married to, oh man, only, okay, I guess, well, only two things. Either they're not together no more, or, yeah, only two things here, because she changed her name, and her name was Baez from the last fight, I remember. I believe her name was Baez, so they're probably not together no more. So I guess what they call it, a divorce or something like that. So see, it's not easy to put these. You can put two to two together real quick. You know, it doesn't take real long to figure out certain things, especially with social media. Yeah, so they probably got divorced or something like that. But I mean, hey, happens, man. That's why you get married. You get married to get what? Divorce. Just joking, guys. You know, if you want to get married, you guys get married. It's all good. You guys play the game and have a good time. There's nothing wrong with that. It's whatever you guys want to do. You want to get married? Go ahead. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. So okay. So Villas-Mas, she can get the takedown here. Okay, hold on. Oh, sorry. She can get taken down. My bad. But she has a striking on. Her striking is, in my opinion, is better than Martin's striking. She will also look for the takedown, and she's very aggressive, straightforward, and she hit heavy. A lot of forward pressure. From what I see in footages, I have to go with Villas-Mas, with Cheyanne Villas-Mas, or Cheyanne Baez, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Villas-Mas here for the win, guys. I'm gonna say Villas-Mas by decision. I just feel like, you know, she can strike enough, and she have enough ground game to defend against Martin. I mean, Martin is gonna grind, but what I saw from her against this chick here, Ruiz was a little bit more on the physically stronger side and carry a little more body, and she just had that one technique when she grabbed the neck and just throw you, and she just tie up the neck like a schoolboy choke, and she wasn't able to get out of that. But with Martin, you know, Martin is pretty much not as physically strong as Ruiz, in my opinion, and Villas-Mas striking is a little more technical, a lot more technical. So I'm gonna go Villas-Mas here, guys, by decision, but I'm not confident. All right, Baez. all right. So next fight here, guys, we have Jake Matthews versus Jeremiah Wells. Man, guys, it's early in the morning. My brain's not running too well, but I wrote down all my predictions though, so I have everything here written down. So I'm not just coming off my head with it. All my stuff You can hear the pages. It's all written down in my book. All right, so we got Jake Matthews here versus Jeremiah Wells. Jake Matthews here is going to be the more experienced guy, right? He can take this fight anywhere, in my opinion. He can get a knockout or submission, right? He can take this fight anywhere. He's a more experienced guy. I think Wells is probably taking this fight. There's a lot of short notice here. It's not Wells. Actually, Buys here, or Cheyanne Buys, or Cheyanne Villasmas, whatever you want to call her. She's taking the fight on short notice. Okay, so his opponent here, Wells. Wells is very explosive, super explosive, very athletic guy. He's quick, he swings wild though, and he can get very, very wild. At times where he leave himself open, chin is high. Against Wally Alvarez though, he knocked him out in that second round, but you can tell that he was gassing in the fight. But I feel Matthews is just a little more seasoned guy here, man. And if Wells coming there to start swinging like that and just trying to headhunt, I can see Matthews probably putting him down on his back. Possibly even getting a submission or possibly get a decision win here. So I'm going to go with Matthews here, guys, but I'm not confident in this one because Wells is a very explosive guy, man. And if he keeps swinging and a punch catch, that's it. It doesn't take much, your chin not meant to get hit, your face not meant to get hit. So if you get caught in the chin, you can get knocked out. And that's part of the game, right? Dangerous sport, like I always say, guys, very dangerous sport. So your face not meant to get hit. It's dangerous in there, you get kicked in the head, punch in the face, get your arm broken. A lot of things can happen in here. That's why you play the game and you get out. So, alright, so I like Jake Matthews here, guys. I'm going to say Jake Matthews by decision. Next fight here, we got Bryan Barberena versus Darren Weeks. Barberena here is going to be the more experienced guy. He's heavy-handed, but he will drop the ball, man, and he doesn't really push the ground game as much. And from off his back, he had back surgery, and after the back surgery there, man, he just hasn't been the same. When you have back surgery, especially at back surgery, I mean, man, it's hard to come back from that, I mean, it's hard to be the same fight after that. Because that's like your core, You're talking about your back, your back is like your spine going down. And a lot of nerves run up that spine, up to your brain. So you're getting surgery and that's a serious thing. That controls everything, People don't really know that the spine runs all your nerve endings, and that connects to your brain. Everything in your spine, it can control every part of your body, from your digestive system, to your arm, to your way you think, what I'm saying, to your sleep patterns, everything. And that's why when you have back problems, everything goes wrong, especially your digestive system. Man, I feel with Barberena, he's not as durable like he used to be, and he's just not the same guy, man. After the back surgery, he's just not the same. I mean, that's just basically it. I mean, his last knockout win was against Jay Kallenberger, and he's known as a heavy hitter, right? When he's not doing that no more. His opponent here, Weeks. Weeks, I think he's taking this on short notice. Weeks is very athletic, man. Very athletic, physically strong. Actually, it doesn't look bad. It looks like he has more of a boxing base there, aggressive, will let the hands go. I'm reading from my notes, guys, seems to want to box. If this is a stand-up fight with boxing, you got to go with Weeks, man. I mean, like I said, Barberena with a back surgery. Whenever you got back surgery and serious hip surgeries and serious knee surgeries, man, usually you're not the same. And it's not like Barberena. I mean, age is a number, man, but I mean, back is not an easy thing, man. It's not an easy thing to come back from and perform the same anymore. So, and you have a guy like Weeks who is freaking athletic. His hands are quick. He's quick in the in and outs. He's durable. I mean, he's only 5-0, and he's not as experienced as Barberena is. But I mean, you're talking about a guy that's has all his faculties together. His mind is good, his hand speed is good, his timing and his precision, and his health is good. I mean, he has all his body parts are together, and he can move in and out quickly. With Barberena, he's off a back surgery and all these things. There's a lot of injuries, man, and all those injuries they take a toll on your body after a while, especially your mind. So remember, all those stuff affect your brain, So, you probably go in there and then you don't really perform because maybe you don't want to get injured again, or you just can't perform the same, but you try. I mean, it happens, man. That's part of the game. I have to go weeks here, guys, and I'm going to say weeks by KO TKO in the second round. And I'm not confident because Barberena is still an experienced guy, and you never know. I mean, weeks would come in here and just get tired, and then Barberena beat him by decision. But I'm going weeks by KO TKO, second round, guys. Next fight here, guys. We got Zhalgas Zhumagulov versus Manel Kape. Zhumagulov is not the most, but he's a well-rounded fighter here. He will look for the submissions and look for KO TKO. He's not a bad guy in the foot. He's pretty good in the striking and pretty good with the ground, and also we look for submission, which you got a submission of a Rivera, which is his first submission there. His opponent here, Manel Kape, is going to have a 2-inch of reach. He's well-rounded too. Quick striking, base, counter striking, but he can get submitted though. But his striking, his footwork is nice, moves in and out, he's quick at the movement. But Zhalgas is also quick too. So this is a kind of a close fight for me. But I'm liking Kape, guys. And I'm going to say Kape by decision, but I'm not confident. Alright, be careful with this one. Because Zhalgas could actually win the fight too. Okay? Next fight here, guys. We got Maki Pitolo versus Duško Todorović. Man. Ooh, I'm just going to say Duško. Maki here. Man. Maki, he has potential, man, but he just hasn't been looking good, man. He's a well-rounded guy and is known for heavy hands, but that's what they call him, coconut bombs, they call him, or something like that. Yeah, but he just, got submitted by Marcus here. Impa decision, Darren Stewart even submitting him. His only win here is against Charles Bird, which Charles Bird probably not in the UFC anymore. Lost to Colin Potter. I mean, I guess they like him because they keep giving him fights. He just hasn't been looking good, man. I mean, but he has potential. Just keep dropping the ball. His opponent here, Duško. Duško is the next guy where he has skills and is well-rounded, but man, it depends on the guy that he's fighting. If he's fighting certain guys, maybe like lower level, probably. But he fought Michael Perrin and pull off a win. But I mean, the way how he moves in there is decent at times, but sometimes his chin is so high up and his head is there to get hit. Even though he's slipping and does like the Philly shell defense kind of, but then he doesn't roll his shoulder or nothing like that. So he's just laying right back with his head and his chin high up, and he will go all the way back. And then if you just close the distance a little bit more, or if you have a good enough reach, you can just catch him on his chin. So there's holes in his movement, but this is a fight where you have to be careful with because I can see it going either way. Either one of these guys could win or lose, man. This fight is a toss-up because it looks like Duško could win if he comes in there, because with Pitolo, he keep dropping the ball a lot. But with Duško, he's like what he's showing is just his head is just there to get hit. I mean, in the beginning he looks kind of okay. In the beginning, he's like dodging here and here, but he can still get hit, and he tends to just rock back. There's nothing wrong about rocking back, but you gotta if you're not gonna have the hands up, you gotta kind of like Philly shell and roll the shoulder, and kind of tuck the chin down. His chin is like high up in the air. His head is like way back there. You can get hit if the guy closes the distance on him. Just the distance in the range, his head is there to get hit. It's just, I don't know. It's a tough one to pick, guys. But I'm gonna go with Pitolo for the win. Maki Pitolo. I'm gonna say Maki Pitolo by. I'm gonna say by decision, man. But be careful with this one because Duško could also win too, guys. All right, but Pitolo by decision. Alex Morono versus Mickey Gall. Alex Morono is going to be the more experienced guy, man. I mean, Mickey Gall is good and he's good for jiu-jitsu, but he shows like his striking has been getting better. But if Gall gets you down, it could be problems. But what we see from Alex Morono here, man, he's just been looking good, man, and he proves it every time, So and he's getting better. Mickey Gall here, like I said, BJJ black belt. He will look for submissions, but Morono is also a black belt too, and then Morono is, I believe, a Taekwondo black belt also. Mickey Gall striking has been getting better. He actually have a win over Jordan Williams here, but Jordan Williams hasn't been looking good either. So I mean, this is one of these fights where you know, man, I'm liking Morono. So I'm going to go Alex Morono. I'm going to say Alex Morono by decision, guys. All right. Next fight here, guys. We got Brandon Allen versus Chris Curtis. Brandon Allen here is a pretty well-rounded guy, too. Striking is so-so. You know, I mean, depending on who he's striking, but his thing is more the takedown and the submission game. And, you know, depending on the guy, if the guy is a good striker, you know, I would feel that he should go for the takedowns and look for the submission. That would be his best option there. Against Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis is more of a boxer guy, man. He has hands on him, man. And he showed against Phil Hayes. You know, Phil Hayes didn't go for takedowns. Phil Hayes is a wrestler that's trying to box a boxer, right? So he got caught and knocked out. He got countered, right? This fight here could be a tricky one because if Brandon Allen goes in there and then do what Hayes does, it could end up the same outcome. You know, because like I said, Curtis, he can box, man. So if Brandon Allen going in and try to box with Curtis, it could be early night, man. It could end up just like Phil Hayes, and that's the thing about this fight. What is Brandon Allen going to do? Well, hopefully he watch footages to learn that, and his corner tell him, go in there, man, and use a little bit of striking, but your main thing is not to strike. It's to use the striking instead of a takedown and go for your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Because that's his bread and butter right there. Curtis is a boxer, a striker, and he feel his shell up, and he rolls, and he would take shots, but then he's like timing you on this. He's waiting and timing you for that right moment to counter, and that's what he did to Hayes. It looks like you're beating him up on the foot, but he's like he's tucking the chain and rolling with it, and he's timing you. He's trying to get your timing right, or get his timing right, and he's trying to gauge you, and then he counter you. So if Allen go in here and sit in front of him like that, he's gonna get information on Allen and know where Allen moves here and there, and then he's gonna time him and then catch him. So Allen gotta make sure he's not predictable. You know, his striking is not predictable, and he needs to go in there and then move around a little bit and then try to go for takedowns and look for the submission. I'm gonna go with Allen here, guys, but I'm not confident in this one because it all depends on the game plan. And if Allen go in here and try to strike, it may not end up too well for him, in my opinion. Again, I could be wrong. Allen's striking has been getting better, but I feel Curtis is a better striker, and Curtis's weakness is more on the ground. So, and Allen's strong point is on the ground. It's just, you know, just game planning. So I like Allen, and I'm gonna say Allen by decision, guys. I'm not confident. Clay Guida versus Leonardo Santos. So the next one here, Clay Guida, man. We know Clay Guida, the veteran, been UFC for years, been fighting from 2003, long time. A lot of UFC fights, from being in there from all the way from UFC WEC 23, UFC 64 Unstoppable. I think that was Randy Couture was on that card. I know Randy Couture was on one of these cards, but man, this is way back in Rich Franklin, Kenny Florin. So you see how far back Clay Guida goes. He's a veteran. Clay Guida here is an Energizer Bunny. He's going to keep going and going and going. He's going to keep going, man. He's going to keep going, and that's his thing, is cardio. But overall, he's hittable, and you know, if you have a good enough striking, a good enough ground game, you can beat him, and a good enough cardio. Like I said, his thing is more the cardio. His opponent here, Santos, is BJJ black belt. This guy is pretty good fighter, man. He was giving Grant a little bit of problems here, but you know, Grant, being a grindy guy, you know, I mean, Santos is 41 years old, but I mean, you know, age is a number still, but you can see that, you know, with Santos, he does get tired and he does gas out. That's why with this fight here, I'm liking Santos, but the cardio. I like Santos too because the reach advantage. He has like a 5-inch reach over Clay. But the thing about this fight is the cardio, man. And if Clay Guida can keep pushing, and just keep moving around and then pepper, move, he can pull off a decision over Santos. I'm going for Santos, but because I could see Santos possibly taking down Clay Guida and maybe keep him on the outside, but the cardio, and Clay Guida doesn't get tired. He could win this fight just from cardio, believe me. And Santos is going to be the slower fighter here. Clay Guida is a quicker fighter. I'm going for Santos, guys, but be careful. I'm not confident, and I believe Guida could pull this fight off. Believe me, Guida could win this fight, so be careful. I'm going to say Guida. I'm gonna say no, sorry, not Guida. I'm gonna say Santos. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna say Santos by a submission first round, but Guida could win. Guida can win this fight by decision. So be careful. I'm actually had Guida winning and I switched it to actually Santos. I kept watching footages. I'm like, you know, because with Guida he move around, but sometimes he doesn't connect. And with Santos, Santos is a very smart fighter. You know, Santos' IQ is good. That's the reason why. Guida IQ is not that great. But Santos' IQ, fight IQ is good. So I have to go with a smart fight IQ. Alright? So I'll say Santos submission first round. Next fight here, guys. We have Jimmy Crute versus Jamal Hill. Jimmy Crute, my bad. Jimmy motherfucking Crute. My bad, guys. Man, there's that early morning vibe, man. Yeah, early morning vibe, man. Jimmy Crute here, man. Jimmy Crute is a good guy here, man. Jimmy Crute here is pretty well rounded. He's a seasoned guy, man. Very seasoned guy here. He can take this fight anywhere. Him against Anthony Smith, his foot got injured in that fight. His nerves in his leg, and he just couldn't fight. His leg wasn't functioning right. You know, the leg actually, the nerve went off, and the leg got twitching and kind of nerves ends, and the leg couldn't work no more, so he wasn't able to fight. I believe Smith landed a leg kick on the leg, and then it was over. Right, so he couldn't come back out into the second round. But Crute can take this fight anywhere. I think Crute is more of the seasoned guy here, it's more the experienced guy here. I mean, it's not hard to tell. His opponent here, Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill is a good fighter, but what I saw from him from Paul Craig, I mean, it was more of an ego thing there, man. You know, where he doesn't have to keep this fight on the ground, but he did, because I want to show that I can keep Paul Craig there and then not get submitted. But he did get submitted. He got his arm all messed up, and this is his first fight coming back from his arm messed up. So you just don't know how he's going to look in there. Even though it's a dislocated arm, but if you saw the arm, you know, it's dangling. It just doesn't look good, right? And I think that's more of an IQ thing and an ego thing. And when I watch back fights on Hill and Crute, I'm like, man, it's tough, because Jamal Hill, I mean, he's not a bad fighter, man, and he has skills, and he's going to have the reach advantage. I believe he has a 4-inch reach advantage, which plays a huge factor. 5-inch reach advantage, so you have a 5-inch reach advantage, which is massive. So, I mean, and he has a 2-inch of height. So, I mean, he could outstrike Crute. He possibly could, but I just feel like, you know, Crute does have so much, you know, tools in his toolbox there. He's more of a seasoned fighter. I feel Jamal is I don't want to say he's still learning, but I mean, because, you know, he's been back there from 216, but I feel Crute is just more of a seasoned, experienced guy here, man. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Crute here. But again, I'm not confident in this one, because, like I said, Hill striking is not bad. And what we saw from Jimmy Crute here against Anthony Smith, I mean, Smith was tagging him up, but Smith is an experienced guy. Very, very experienced guy. So I'm going to go with Jimmy Crute here. I'm going to say Jimmy Crute by decision, but I'm not confident, because Hill could actually get a knockout in this fight. So this is the next one here, guys, where I'm not confident in at all, because I could see Hill actually winning this. But I'm going to go with Jimmy Crute by decision. Not confident. Be careful. Co-main event here, guys, which is going to be one of the wickedest fights on the card. One of the wickedest fights. Rafael Fiziev versus Brad Riddell. This fight is pretty much even on skill set. Both of these guys pretty much have that Muay Thai base, Muay Thai kickboxing base. This fight going to be a really, really good. You know, this fight could be maybe. It could be the fight of the year, probably. I mean, both of these guys can strike. They're very, very, very good strikers. Very good striker. Where they're going to go at it. They're going to go right in the middle and they're going to strike. So they're not going to hold back. The only thing here with Fiziev, he can take the fight to the ground too. And everything like that. But I feel Riddle may be a little bit more. I think he'll a little bit more adapt more to the ground more, and he will look for more, like, how do I say that? I mean, none of these guys. I think the only one with a submission here is Rafael. I mean, Rafael has won by submission, but I just feel from what I see from Riddell, I feel that Riddell is I feel like his wrestling and his scrambling is a little better. And I feel like he's maybe a little bit more well-rounded when it comes to MMA. Because both these guys are more kickboxers, but I feel like Riddell is a little more well-rounded, slightly, not by much. So this fight here is an even fight to me. Either one of these guys could win, but what I see from Riddell, I think Riddell has faced more tougher, grindier wrestlers, and he showed that he can defend the takedowns, and he can even look for takedowns too against these guys. So it's a guy that I feel like is more well. He's not a lot more, but he has a little more edge with him when it comes to like the MMA and the takedowns. Against Jimmy Malarkey, he showed that too. You know, against Alex De Silva and Drew Dober. I mean, if you look at Fiziev, I mean, you know, he fought Bobby Green and Renato Maracano, but you know, Marty Kisky. I mean, he fought some good guys too. Lost to Magomed Masifev, but like I said, I just feel Riddell is a little tad bit more well-rounded when it comes to like the scrambling and the wrestling and stuff like that. So that could play a factor. So if Riddell is not able to hang with Fiziev, or you know, with the striking, which both guys are pretty much similar, you know, you could see Riddell going for takedowns and probably pulling off a decision in this fight. So I'm gonna go Riddell by Riddell. I'm gonna go by Riddell by decision here, guys. And I'm not confident because it's an even fight and it's gonna be a good fight. Both of these guys are pretty much mirror image. Pretty much mirror image here, man. This fight here could be the main fight in the card. Both these guys are very good striking. Both even 10-1, 10-1. They're both similar skill set, movement, striking. The only thing that I feel Riddell has more the edge in the wrestling on the ground. Yeah. So Riddell by decision. Main fighter in the card, guys. We got Rob Font versus Jose Aldo. Rob Font been looking good lately. His boxing is very good, man. You know, his hands are good. I believe I want to say it's a BJJ black belt. I could be wrong about that, but he has the ground game, he has the wrestling, he has the takedowns. He will also look for the submission, and his hands are not bad. You know, he will knock you out. He will knock you out in the feet, man. He will work the body and then work the head. And I mean, he shows it, right? Sergio Pettis did good tonight. See that, man? Anything is possible in this game, man. In MMA, man, the sport here, anything is possible. When you see a guy losing, that I mean he can't win. He caught Yamaguchi with a freaking. He threw an inside crescent kick, went over Araguchi head, and then came around with a spinning back fist. That's a kickboxing move, you know. See that a lot. If you guys watch the 80s kickboxing with Jet Rufus and the Rufus camp, those guys work a lot of spinning back fist. But what they do, they follow up off of the kick. So if they throw the kick on purpose to make it miss, to set you up. So you see how Pettis threw that kick. He kind of did it on purpose just to miss. So when he miss, the opponent is like, oh damn, he missed. But then he inside crescent kick it. So when he inside crescent means you gotta go inside and turn. So while you're turning, he's doing it on purpose. It's a setup for the spinning back fist. So it's not the fact that he's just throwing a kick and then and then the hand just accidentally come around. It's a setup. It's a setup for the spinning back fist. But the kick is a decoy, and then the back fist is the one that finishes it off. So people are like, oh, it's an accident. It's like a buck up, or it's like it's like a luck. That's not luck. He trained that. That's why I told you that. In the Rufus camp, I told you that Pettis in the Rufus camp, like Rick the Jet and his brother, like all those guys, these guys are world-class kickboxers from old school, and those techniques that you see from spinning back kicks from Benedetto Akitas, all those techniques, and spinning back fists, a lot of those techniques were done back then. You know, guys would throw fake inside crescent kicks, fake Mwashigeris or roundhouse kicks, and then follow up with spinning back fists all day long, man. And that's what they catch you. They use the decoys and the movements. Yeah, so it's a good win by Sergio. Hopefully Araguchi is okay. You know, hopefully he recovers. Hopefully I pronounce his name right too. You know, I can just look at it here. hopefully he's okay, because I don't think he got up. Yeah, Haraguchi, spinning back, and he was losing every single round. And I had Pettis winning because I saw it from what I see from Haraguchi. He leaps in a lot, and his shoulder karate is good, and his footwork and movement is good. But I knew that he was fighting a guy like from Rufus Sport, and I know that's Rick the Jet Rufus, and also, oh man, what's his brother name? I keep forgetting his brother's name, man. I can't remember the brother's name. What's the brother's name, man? Rick the Jet Rufus, and I forgot his brother's name, man. I know Rick the Jet is actually the other brother. Rick the Jet is the other brother. Sergio Pettis. I forgot his name. What's his name? I can't remember his name. But the brother's the one that actually runs the camp. Right here. I forgot his name though, man. Oh, Duke. Sorry, Duke Rufus. Oh man, yeah. So this is Rick the Jet brother. So basically, these guys here, man. These guys, they can strike. They do this for all their life, like straight out the womb. These guys been striking. So you see how he throws his techniques. You see that? So I knew that with Haraguchi. I knew that the way how he strike, he leaps in a lot, and when he retreats, he leave his head up. So with techniques like this, these guys would throw fakes and spin around with something else, spin around a spinning back fist, and that's it, and that's what happened. So, and he was setting it up all night. He was trying to put it together all night, but then he was missing. But then he timed it right in the fourth. So that's a good win by Pettis, and hopefully Haraguchi is okay. Get knocked out like that is not a good thing. It does do damage to you. Like I said, guys, this sport is a dangerous sport. And when you go in there, man, and you're fighting, you put in your health on the line. And your health is what I said, your health is your wealth. So it's not something you do for long. If you're going to do it, if you're going to play the game, go in there and play and make us whatever money you can make and get out. It's not something you do for a long time, because it will mess you up later on in life. It will scramble your brain, man. It's called CTE. Head not meant to get hit. So back to this fight here, guys. So let's say Rob Font is a pretty good guy, and he's a good striker. Jose Aldo though is a friggin' veteran, and Jose Aldo, I mean, doesn't really lose to anybody that's not a real good fighter. Like Peter Yan is a freaking awesome guy, man. That guy's one of the best strikers, one of the best MMA fighters now. Marlon Moraes last year, I felt that Jose won that fight. Alexander Volkanovski a champion. Like all the guys here that he lost are like champs, and Max Holloway are champions. Do I feel like Rob Font can beat Jose Aldo? It's possible, but man, to beat Jose Aldo, man, you gotta be like high level, like like a Peter Yan and these guys. Because Jose Aldo, I mean, he's not an easy guy to go in there and beat. And like I said, I do believe that Rob Font can do it because he has the technique, he has the skills, but I'm going to go with Aldo here, guys. I must say Jose Aldo here by decision, but I'm not confident because I do feel like Rob Font could do it. But man, I have to go with Aldo here, man. I need to see more from Rob Font, but he does show good enough. He does show good enough. Cody Garbrandt and Marlon Moraes finishing the first round. He has the skills. He has the skills, but like I said, Jose Aldo is on another level. Jose Aldo is like right beside the rest of these guys, like the Peter Yans and the rest of them. He's declined a little bit, but the Peter Yans and these other guys are on a different level, and I don't feel Rob Font is. I don't feel like he's there at these guys' level yet, but I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not here to disrespect any of these guys. Like I said, I'm just giving my prediction or breakdown, and I could be wrong, man. I could be wrong. And then Rob Font go in here and pull off a win over Jose Aldo. Maybe even knock out Jose Aldo. Strong possibility. But I like Jose Aldo. I'm going to say Jose Aldo by decision, guys, and I'm not confident in that one either. A lot of these fights I'm not confident in it because they're close, and it should be close in odds. Quick look at the odds, guys, so what we're working with. Let's see here. We have Morales and Smoker. Smoker 155 should have crossed. Close to even fight, I don't disagree. I do believe Smoker can win it. It's close to even, but still be careful because Morales could win, but it's a close to even fight, right? With Smoker leading. Chris and Puelles, they got Puelles as favorite. It's close to even fight too. Some sides are even. I don't disagree. I believe Chris is supposed to can win this fight, but like I said, Puelles, if he can get the fight to the ground and pull up a submission, he could also win. So it's an even fight, close to even. So I don't have a problem with that. Menifield and Knight. I disagree. This fight is more of an even fight, even though it's kind of close. But I have it even because both these guys are pretty similar, and it can go either way. I can see Knight winning the fight, guys. So be careful. Shannon buys. Your last name is buys. Something went wrong with the guy or something like that. But I said I'm not into that. So no, I'm not into personal stuff. Just the fights. Buys and Mallory Martin. Buys is 190 straight across. I feel Buys is too high. Yeah, man, she's too high, man. Cause Martin can get takedowns, you know. I do have Buys winning, but it's a close to even fight. Maybe Buys, maybe like 140 or something like that. You know, she may be leading on the odds, but I wouldn't have her so high. So be careful with this one, guys. Okay, let's switch it here. Oh man, so they went from damn, so it's like that. So it's Velamas and Buys. So she want to make it clear that she's not Buys anymore. She went back to her name that she was born with, or the name that her parents give her. So she wanted to make that sure, to make that, hey, I'm not with this guy no more. Damn, it is what it is, man. The odds are still the same though. The name don't change nothing, but yeah. But I would be careful with this one, guys, because Martin could grind on a win. Jake Matthews and Wells. Matthews is 180 something, should have crossed. I don't have a problem with this one because I feel Matthews is a more well-rounded guy here. You know, I mean, Wells could win, but Matthews is supposed to win this fight. So, but still be careful. But I really don't see nothing wrong with the odds. Morono and Gall. Morono 250, 240. I really don't see nothing wrong with that because wherever this fight go, I mean, if the fight go to the ground, I can see Morono defending. BJJ black belt too. He can stop takedowns. He's good on the stand-up. Gall weakness is a stand-up, but he's been getting better. So I don't see nothing wrong with the odds on that one. Manel Kape and Zhalgas. Kape's too high. Be careful. This fight is close to even. Be careful with this one. Kape is too high because Zhalgas could win the fight. Kape sometimes will drop the ball and sometimes he will slow down and don't do much. Careful with this one. Barberena and Weeks. Close to even, almost an even fight. They got Barberena leading because more experience. I don't see nothing wrong with that, but I like Weeks though. So it's close to even. Yeah, it's probably going to be even by time, you know, a couple hours. Which is pretty much damn freaking almost close to even anyway. So, I mean, you know, you got Barberena leading by a little bit. But I'm liking Weeks though. I just feel Barberena is mental and body. The body is not the same anymore, man. Just so much you can take after a while. Your body gave up on you. So I'm liking Weeks. So Weeks underdog. So you know. So but be careful if you're gonna go with Barberena. Be careful with that one. Duško and Paluto. I'm mispronouncing all these names, guys, because early in the morning, man. I'm mispronouncing everything. Duško is too high. Oh yeah, this fight's an even fight, guys, because Paluto could win. Duško way too high for this. The way how Duško fights, and you know, he does the same thing. The head kind of high up, and he can connect to his head. You know, if his head was high up and he was like wasn't getting hit, it'd be different. You know, you do the fade away and the fillet shell, you kind of vibe, but he's doing it and he's getting hit. And Maki Pitolo can hit. I mean, the guy can box. He just has to keep dropping the ball. So this is an even fight. Be careful with it. Allen and Curtis. Damn, they got Allen high as hell. I don't agree with that, man, because you know we see from all the other fights you know, with the Hayes and things, Hayes is high as hell, and he's supposed to go in there and then wrestle, and he goes in there and box. So if Allen gonna come in here and do what, wrestle, or is he gonna wrestle and use his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or is he gonna strike? Don't know. So Allen shouldn't be so high, because if Allen come in here and start to strike, you know, Curtis is in my opinion, is a better striker. So I disagree here with the odds, and I believe the reach on Allen may be longer, but I mean, as I say, a chin not meant to get hit, so it really doesn't take much. 75-inch reach. Curtis is pretty much the same reach, so it's not like a big reach difference. I disagree with the odds in here. I would say this fight is kind of close to even. I have Brendan Allen somewhere around the 160s and the 150, very, very close. I have him leading though, but not at 300, because if he comes in there and does do the opposite of what he's supposed to be doing, then he could lose the fight, just like what Hayes does. Hill and Crute, Crute 170, 200. I disagree with that, man. I feel it's a more closer fight, because I have a feeling that Hill can win the fight, man. I do have a feeling that Hill can win this fight. I do have a feeling like that Hill can win the fight. So be careful with this one. I disagree with the odds. It's a closer fight. Clay Guida and Leo Santos, same thing. These two fights here, Hill and Guida fights, I do feel like Guida can win, and I feel like Hill can win. So be careful with this one. I disagree. I think Santos is too high, because Guida is a quicker fighter and he's a veteran, and he can win off of just speed and endurance, and Santos does slow down. Crute and Hill, I feel Hill is a better striker here, and Hill ground game is actually not bad. The only reason why he ended up on the ground, because he randomly went there. So, but he can get taken down though. But that's the thing. That's why I'm going with Crute, because Crute is more the seasoned fighter here, and his ground game is pretty decent. And like I said, Hill can get taken down, but he showed that he can defend. You know, but with Paul Craig, he didn't though. So be careful of these fights here. Riddell and Fiziev, perfect, even fight. Nothing else to say about that. Font and Aldo. Font is 155, shoulder cross. I disagree. I mean, it's a close fight, and they have Font leading, but I'll make it an even fight, like how Fiziev and Riddell is. The Aldo and Font fight should be just like that, because Aldo can win the fight, and I have Aldo winning, guys. So that's it, guys. That's my prediction and my breakdowns there, my odds breakdowns. And if you guys have any plays and picks, leave them down below, man, because like I said, you could help other people out, because I don't know everything. I know a lot of things, but not everything. And sometimes, you know, other people may know, you know, a little more than I know, or they can bring something to the table, right? And it's good to do that, so you can share with everybody else. We're all here to learn and grow. We all grow together as one, man. All right. So that's it right there, guys. And I will leave the predictions down below and everything like that, and send out to my Patreon account. Like I said, I'm gonna leave the face-off pics over there. And that's it, guys. One love out to everybody, and